Well, welcome to our twice weekly Zoom meeting. We do this every Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock Central. I try to be on time or a little early. Let's see here. One watching. You know, we're getting pretty close. We just need, let's see here, 103 subscribers, I think, my videos. Look here. And in a second here, I'm going to make a short. Yeah, 103 subscribers away from 5,000. And I sure would like to make the 5,000 mark by the end of the year. So if you have any inkling in model airplanes, throw us a subscribe. Let's see, usually Gary comes in first, but who knows? Sometimes it's iPod. But you can get if you don't have a camera, Peter Bauer, okay. You can get the numbers off of Stunt Hangar and dial in. Make sure you have all the windows closed, Peter. The windows for no YouTube channel open, so we get a feedback. And what's going on today?
Oh, it is just me and it is just me and you, huh?
Yep, just started. You're the first one in.
Oh, okay. I didn't see what is this when you usually start 7? Well, 7 my time.
At 7 o'clock Central.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're 1 minute after. You're the first one. Usually it's Gary Sinclair first, or maybe Joe Gilbert, or the first time you've been first.
Last time I was on, I can't remember what you guys said. I wanted to ask about, prop rotation on a twin, and you guys said, "Oh, so and so's the expert." I wanted to see if they were on tonight.
Bob Hunt. He'll be
Bob
on.
Hunt.
He'll be on. I don't know when. Usually he comes on. But from what I gather, it's in towards the top.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to ask him because I'm not doing aerobatics, so it probably matters less because that's more when you. I thought more the difference is when you're pulling maneuvers and stuff.
Yeah, it might be. If I was you, you're a scale guy. Whichever way the scale engines rotate the props that way.
Well, if there's the only, I don't like running. What's the reverse pitch ones? What do they call them? I can't even remember. The pusher props.
Yeah, left-handed.
Yeah, the left-handed props because that means I have to buy more props. That's all.
Right.
So so I try. I've always most of the time I've just left conventional props on and not had an issue, but I wanted just to see should I be concerned about this at all, or would I see a difference in flight characteristics if I did put them like the real plane?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but I just wanted to see someone who knew more about that than me. The only thing I've seen an issue on when I have conventional, when I be taxiing, if you gunned the engines hard, like you're taxiing and you're going to gun it for takeoff,
Lots of torque in on you.
the torque in would come in on me.
Yeah.
So that would be the only reason why I would put them counter rotating to kind of take some of that out. But that's the only time I've seen an issue was if you really gun it. If you come up slowly, you don't even notice it because you're already turning in a circle anyway.
Right. Yeah, that torque roll would be eliminated if you ran them,
Yeah,
in like this. One would
yeah,
cancel each other.
yeah. Yeah, I've only seen the torque roll. I have noticed that if you gun it, especially with the electrics, because they just spin up quickly, right?
Instantly.
Yeah.
What's up, Gary?
Oh, too much. Just
You're falling down. Peter beat you in.
got a little cold.
Oh,
Oh,
that's why.
Yeah.
That's why he beat you in.
Yeah, I was waiting on the computer to catch up with it. It updated itself, the other night, and then had to finish it up. So
It always wants to update whenever you're trying to get into a meeting. You're ready. Oh, I got to get on quick. And then the computer says update time.
yeah, I know. Pain in the butt too.
Well, I'm going to say something about AVG. Do you guys know what that is? AVG. That's the security suite that I use, and I use the AVG free.
Yeah.
But they always have pop-ups to upgrade and this, that, and the other, and I just close them out. Well, they started charging me now $99. And I called AVG tonight because yesterday they billed me, and I'm looking at my bills all the time. And I called them up and they did refund the money. They know that they're not supposed to be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
What a scam. Just like
You did receive mine for your server, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave you a badge, didn't I?
I don't know. Did you? I don't know. You might have. I just
You guys,
I gotta do so.
huh?
So I gotta do that. So I did the other day. So
Let me see if I did.
give some.
Members search. I'm sure I did. Gary. Gary. Yeah, it's typed in there, so I probably did.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a month and I'm a little less than 50% there. 26 supporter. Yes, you're in there.
All righty.
Yeah, I got a month to go before it's due, and I'm almost a little over a third of the way there. And trust me, this year I ain't borrowing no money to pay it off either.
Well, yeah, I know.
Well, I'm starting to get round.
I've had to start doing shoulder exercises for flying because, okay, I'm flying a little heavier plane than you guys are flying. Mine is like up by 10 pounds. And I want to make sure my shoulder, it aches sometimes afterwards. So I have to I went to the physical therapist and do specific things because I said, I'm flying a model airplane like this. And they gave me things for rotator cuff. It's basically rotator cuff exercises.
You remember, oh, what the hell? He lives here in St. Louis. The scale flyer.
Fred.
Not Fred, the other one. He flies a lot of biplanes. Older guy.
I can't remember who that is.
Oh man. Anyway,
Jim Pruitt?
no, Frank Bailey.
Oh, Frank. Yeah, Frank is God. He's got to be 90 years old.
Yeah, he hands me his wing. And his airplanes are extremely tail heavy all the time.
Yes,
He's got to add about 100 pounds of nose weight. And he hands me this wing. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Frank, you don't build these to crash. You guys way overbuild your shit. You could look. You say you got an airplane 10 pounds. Well, my scale airplane weighs less than 5 pounds, and it's that shoestring, which is like a quarter scale.
Yeah, that's a big plane. Yeah, that's a big plane.
And it's 5 pounds, a little less than 5 pounds.
Yeah, with the batteries, my Islander will be with the batteries. It's a 6-foot wing, the 72-inch wing. It'll be just 10 pounds.
Man, that's ridiculous. Guys need to quit using plywood. Use some balsa wood.
Well, you're right. There are things. If I should go back and 3D print like the cowls, but let's see. The cowls on this, those are made up, the bottom half of the cowls come off. And I made that I made a form and then I put plywood over it and I, glassed them all together. And so I made up these cowls out of 60 or 30-second ply, just called.
And after you got it glassed, did you take the plywood out?
Actually, I probably could take some of that plywood out then.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Just make a mold and do a carbon fiber
Yeah.
cowl.
Yeah. Actually,
It'll go from 1 pound to 1 ounce.
the new plane is going to be lighter because I'm using a lot more carbon fiber, like for the spars and everything.
Nah, I want to tell you something about that.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks carbon fiber is a lot lighter. It is if you do it right, but it's no lighter than balsa wood.
Mhm.
Matter
Well,
of fact, in some instances, it's heavier because they're using too much glue.
Yeah. This is for this midsection from the engine to the engine.
Uh-huh.
And it's the engine to the engine to where the landing gear is. So I have hit it hard a couple of times, my old one, and it holds up pretty good.
Huh, I'm getting a message here. What does it say? Upcoming updates. Oh, they need to quit updating this stuff. Well,
no.
here's another thing I've looked into, Peter,
Yeah.
is the spar in this airplane is white pine. This is white pine, and you whittle it, it's stronger than hell, and it's light.
Mhm.
The spar in this is 1 ounce. How much does your spar weigh?
Oh, more than that, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to rethink you're used to building these scale airplanes, and there's
Yeah.
really no need for all that, robust lumber. You just
Yeah.
use engineering.
Yeah. The new one I'm doing is going to weigh at least a pound less than my old one.
Try to hit 5 pounds for the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Here, I'm going to be back. I got to get something to show you.
Okay. Yeah, these scale guys, I watch Eddie, what the hell is his last name? But Joe flies those bombers for him. Man, them doggies are turds. 13 pounds,
Yeah.
Ain't no way I'd be monkeying with that. But we got a guy here in St. Louis, Frank Bealey. He'll build an airplane, a biplane, has a wingspan this long, and the cord that wide, and 7 pounds. They're built all out of 3/4 plywood. Well, you want it to. What happens when you hit the ground? Well, you don't hit the ground. Simple. I tell you, the year that I flew scale at the Nats, there was a guy there who had a yellow crop duster airplane who lost it. I can't remember who went out and got the handle, but it would have been a total shame to see that airplane crash. It was beautiful. It was a crop duster, scale crop duster, had a little propeller underneath the wing that turned the generator. Not that drove the airplane, it turned the generator, all the guy wires. It was a work of art.
Let's see.
What's that guy's name with that yellow crop duster, Peter?
RC?
No, control line. He was there that year that I flew my shoestring, and he almost crashed because he fell down and lost the airplane. And one of the guys went out and dropped the handle, but it was a beautiful, true scale crop duster. Had a little propeller on it to drive the pump for the.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was. You could go back. I'd have to go look at the AMA website. That was a while ago when you were there. 2000.
Yeah.
That was probably 20 years ago, right?
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me do, hang on a second. None.
And that's the spar?
No, this is a magnesium fuselage.
And how much does that weigh?
I don't know. This was from something in the 1950s, a stunter. I don't have the rest of the kit. I just have this magnesium fuselage for a stunter from the 50s.
Okay.
I got to look it up again. I posted it one time on Stunt Hangar saying, does anyone know what this is? And it's people were thinking it was a racing plane or something, but it's actually some stunter from the 50s. All magnesium.
I'll guarantee it's too heavy.
This thing is solid as a rock, but that was technology from the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Magnesium.
Yeah, this setup that I'm using, white pine, which is basically, do you remember when they used to do lath and plaster on houses?
Yeah.
No, that was before drywall, so about the 50s. Well, that technology there came from the late 40s and early 50s. They used yardsticks as the beam.
Mhm.
So I figure they're using yardsticks, we'll just give a piece of white pine lath and cut that out. And it's good. You know, I guess spruce would work too, but I can't find that. All right, guys, you want to come in and be a part of Stunt Hangar, go to at the bench. And let's see, we got 10 watchers.
Oh,
10 watchers. I don't know what time Bob Hunt will come in, but when he does, he'll, you know, if you make it till the end of the meeting, he'll be on. He normally is on. Yeah. He's the foremost expert on twins. You remember, what the hell is that guy's name that, oh, I can't remember his name. Walt Burnell. Do you remember him?
mhm.
Walt Burnell flew twins too, but he's gone. You can't ask him for a while yet. Here comes Santa Claus. Well, you know about twins too, don't you, John?
Say what?
You know about twins too, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, Peter has a question on prop rotation on twins. Does it make a difference?
So I'm flying scale, so I'm not doing maneuvers or loops or anything. And I fly twins, and I've usually just historically just flown with conventional props on them, rotating the same direction, both of them rotating in the same direction. I try to make things simple for myself so I can't get the wrong prop on. So I haven't traditionally used pushers, and I haven't really seen anything except back, once in a while, if you're on the ground taxiing and you really gun it, I would have the plane could turn in a little bit if you really rev it up quickly. But would I see any difference in flying really? Just around level laps pretty much is what I'm doing for scale if I have them counter rotating.
Like you, I haven't seen much difference. Okay, I don't think it makes a lot of difference at our scale of aircraft. But if you want to score realism points with scale judges,
There's the guy to ask right there, Peter.
Okay.
And the originals had counter rotating
Yeah.
props,
Right.
that would be the way to go.
Magnesium fuselage airplane. You remember what it was, John? That magnesium fuselage airplane?
Oh,
That was from
yeah,
a company called Harders, and it was an airplane called
Yeah.
it was an airplane called the Count Clipper. It was a combat airplane.
This thing says consolidated model engine.
they bought out Hardards, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is, I got the fuselage and it's magnesium.
Yep. It was for an airplane called the Count Clipper. They also had one called the Royal Rodent and the Regal Raider. One was a pilot, not a pilot racer, but a prototype proto racer. Other one was a rat racer, I think.
Yeah.
They had a number of them that were magnesium pan airplanes.
Well, you found it for stunt work, Bob, that you like the counter rotating props.
Yes.
So I'm the one who started the question here for scale, where I'm just flying level. I'm not doing maneuvers. With a twin, I've typically just used conventional props, both rotating the same direction.
Yeah, it'll work.
The only time I've seen things, if I'm on the ground taxiing and you gun it suddenly, it can pull in a little bit at you, but you're going in a circle anyway. So as long as you don't gun it too hard, or with electrics especially, it would turn in. So the question was, is it worth? I tried to make things simple. I didn't want to go to a pusher and do them counter rotating, because that means I need more props, and someday I would screw up and get it on wrong. But what I
tell you what, I've done 3 of the 4 permutations.
Okay.
There's 4 different permutations you can do. If you have 4 props, and you can go out the field and try all 4 one day by reversing the polarity.
Yeah.
I've tried tops of the props turning towards the canopy, counter rotating. I've tried the props turning away from the canopy, tops of the props turning away, like the P-38 Lightning. And I've had both of them reverse pitch, tops turning towards the canopy or turning towards the pilot. I have not tried both of them with 2 tractor props, but I'm sure it would work fine.
Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot of difference between the permutations,
Okay. Because there are more and more people converting RC ARFs to fly, and the RC ARFs typically have counter rotating because when they're flying, and people have asked me, well, do I need to put them both conventional or switch things around? I said, probably not, but I wanted to ask you guys.
No, I didn't see a whole lot of difference. In 2015, when I flew the second wind at the Nats for the first time, I only had a handful of flights. I only had 17 flights at the end of the Nationals on the airplane. And I started flying it with counter-rotating props with the tops turning towards the canopy. And for some reason, I don't remember why, I flew it at the Nats with 2 reverse pitch props. And I didn't really notice a big difference.
Okay.
That's what I've seen. There's not a whole, you don't, it's just, if there's any difference, it's very, very minor.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. The pans.
That's a Harder's pan. And they used to be in Belleville, Illinois.
Okay.
$2.50 is the price tag on it.
And it was
I'll
expensive.
write you a check
Oh.
right now.
Wow.
That's funny.
When are they gonna make an event that you have to actually fly and reel out your lines with the old handles? That's a
Well, hopefully never.
Yeah. Have you ever tried that, Bob?
And I had a Urili, but I never tried that.
I did. You push down on the button and let it go, and it kind of goes out there.
There were guys on the East Coast back in the 50s and early 60s from New York that used to fly with them. Ronnie Pavlova, and who designed the Vyslav, and Bobby Miller, and Artie Myers. They all flew with Urilis, and they would in windier days they would crank the line shorter. They were a trip, and they did well with them. I don't know how they did it, because there's so much overhang and so heavy you can't feel the airplane.
Well, I think my Urili had 21,000 lines on it.
Oh my gosh.
So Pete, are you a relative to the famous Bauer from Top Flight?
Yeah.
That's
We
your
all
dad?
worked. Yeah, my dad designed for Top Flight. My brother designed the tutor for Top Flight. I worked at Top Flight and did when Hal Parenti was doing all the planes there. I was the one who did all the finalization and the die cuts and things like that. So
Oh, cool.
we all worked at Top Flight at one time. It was right near where I went to college. I could walk there, so that was kind of nice.
Did you know Sid?
Oh yeah, I was there when Sid was there, and then Sid, and then it was Scott Christensen after him,
Okay.
and then the family sold out. The Nichols family sold out, but yeah, I was there with Sid. He used to love to. He just loved to build, man. He was always building something in the back.
Wow.
He was always building something or trying out or experimenting on something. And when I worked there was when the propellers started getting bigger and bigger. People were flying the bigger stuff. So we had to modify the machines because the machines were made for, 12-inch props or something. Now suddenly you're making 24-inch props and they didn't quite work as well. You'd end up with them chattering as the cutters went down them. So I did a lot of work on the prop machines.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's cool.
I think I met you. I think you came with your father to the Circle Masters meeting in the early 80s.
Maybe, yep.
And he brought his, what was that Navy fighter that they were using in Vietnam for?
Sky Raider.
Sky Raider. Yeah, he had it set up so he could fly at either control line or RC.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did a demo. He talked about that, and then he did a demo on covering with monocoat that I have never forgotten. It was the best presentation I ever saw on covering with monocoat and how to get it on there right. It was.
Yeah.
I wish you just had that thing on video because that was a good.
I
gotta
wish
tell you, it's a little depressing seeing you here, Pete. You know why?
Why?
Because I remember you when you were just a little kid.
Yeah, I flew in the 72 Gnats when I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
You remember Paula? And I remember your dad.
My sister flew. Yeah. We wish we still. We have to find. He sold those videotapes for the monocoat for a long time because there was no YouTubes. You put everything on videotapes,
Sure.
and he sold the videotapes. And I wish I had a whole set of them. There must be 5 or 6 that he made over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I sure learned a lot from that. I've never forgot it, and I use it all the time.
Yeah. I still have one box of the original monocoat, one big box.
Do you remember Dan DeLuca?
I recognize the name. I don't know. Tell me who he is.
He was the guy who did a lot of monocoat
Okay.
stuff too, books and videos and stuff. And he was a big proponent of monocoat.
That was Sid's invention to make basically ARFs back in the 60s, or as close to the ARFs as they could back in the 60s. That was his invention.
Yeah.
That's what made that company money.
Yeah.
Only place you can get it now is on eBay.
You want the original stuff, not the newer stuff. The old stuff is the better stuff.
Yeah.
Sure is. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
Kind of like Aerogloss, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, Jim.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Pretty good, Jim. How about you?
Terrific. It's nice
Made it
to.
back from Vegas okay? And
Oh yeah. That is an easy trip. That's about 6-hour drive from here.
yeah, but we're about the same distance away from it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Is there anyone from your area planning on going to the Nationals next year?
Probably nobody. I'm the only one that ever goes, and I don't go very often. Although I am working.
I talked to John I emailed John Callentine about making a couple of those pull test devices that you guys have. The ones like he lent to, ones you guys in Vegas. And he said he's making for us, but we got to get them. We got to get them transported.
Oh, yeah. You could probably ship them not too difficultly. That's really just a couple of like 2x4 type of things.
Right. Well, they got some weights, but I just wondered if anybody was going to be coming, they could bring them.
No.
You didn't see this from me, what I'm sharing.
Okay, we're not looking.
What exactly is it?
That's the Nats schedule for next year.
Well, the dates I think are already posted on Stunt Hangar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they made a mistake by having it start on the 5th after 4th of July weekend, but
Well, there's a mistake there. There's control line on Saturday the 11th. We don't have Saturday. Maybe Scale does, but the rest of control line doesn't.
no, yeah, that I think they just left that there. Well, when do you guys have the finals for the
On Friday. Friday.
That's Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They cut out a day for us, so we don't have a day like we used to have, you know.
Yeah, okay. I thought you guys used to always be on Saturday. Maybe Yolanda just left it there.
Yeah.
Well, that means if you guys are done on Friday, you can bring your scale planes and fly.
Yeah.
We could probably bring our semi-scales.
No, that qualifies for fun scale. That's close enough.
Yeah.
A couple more years, I'll be old enough to fly Scale.
Oh, okay. Sparky's got a plane for you to fly. He doesn't want to fly it anymore.
Do Team Scale?
It ain't coming off the wall.
In Scale, how many laps do you have to do before you do the reverse wing over?
Yeah.
There was a guy flying a Stearman. He's on the F-14. He was flying a Stearman, and he does a wing over pretty regular, not a reverse, but a regular wing over, and it looks pretty nice doing it, a Stearman.
Yeah. You know, Lipinski used to fly, what was it, one of Don Hutchinson's, John?
Yeah.
He did a real good job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I flew the whole dang pattern with it.
Well, you need to see Joe Gilbert do a reverse wing over with that bomber of Ed's.
Yeah.
What's the name? Tom McLean used to have a B-26 Marauder.
I think he still has it.
It did the whole pattern. I mean, it didn't do it competitively, but it was pretty interesting to see it fly the whole pattern.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he could scratch his ankles without bending over after he flew it. So,
Well, the one that was always something to see was that B-17.
oh yeah.
Oh, that thing! I think he could have easily won fun scale with that.
Oh yeah.
Or Pete, I mean.
And the new one's even better.
Yeah, I actually flew Jack Sheik's Stagger Wing Beach in fun scale at a contest just to fly in another event because they gave you a prize for the guy that flew the most events. Keith Trossel beat me out.
They got a guy like that at Brodax. I can't remember his name. He flies every event. What's his name, Peter?
Paul Smith?
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
That's a busy guy.
He flies every event.
And he doesn't fly any of them well.
No.
Woo, boy.
Does racing and combat and scale and
Carrier?
carrier stunt. He does everything.
You were talking about Jack Sheik's airplanes. The corners of this photo are two Jack Sheik's airplanes.
Oh yeah, the Mossy. Two Mossies.
And I'll tell you what, they don't fly bad.
No, they don't. It's the old twin engine mystique, you know.
I mean, it's not competitive, but at the weight they're at, but a little bit more wing area or a little less weight, and they would be.
Yes. We had a fella in the Circle Masters Club, Jim, can't remember his last name. He built one with two Fox 35s on it.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, you know, that thing actually flew pretty darn good. I think he got it pretty light.
Yeah, I was impressed. Rick Huffs really flies well.
Yeah.
I thought about a Mosquito, but the problem with a Mosquito for competition aerobatics is the nacelles are too long, the nose is too short. And for competition aerobatic airplane, I found that the nacelles need to be very short, get the propellers near the wing, and then you have to make the nose long enough to put a battery in there forward enough to balance the airplane.
See, I always wanted to build the old Blenheim bomber. It was a early bomber that Britain had. It had been built or designed as a small passenger airplane, and it had the fuselage ended just about at the front of the wing,
Mm-hmm.
and then the engines.
Not a good candidate for stunt in electric because of the short nose.
Yeah,
You need to have a place to put the battery forward to balance the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And Bob, that's not only for your stunt plane, but for scale, they're a bitch to build.
Yeah, imagine there. I build
They
scales
just
very
don't- I don't see how the real plane flies because it's just so hard to balance.
well. You know, like in case of like the Skyrocket and things like that, you had the two big recips, the two big radials.
Two big radials up there up front.
And pretty heavy. And I'm sure the tail had to be built very light.
Mm-hmm.
All interesting subjects, but you know.
But I did design that one twin. Not very many people got to see it because of control failure. But it had a short nose. It was a what if scale, fantasy scale of what
Was
if
that the German markings, the one you had in German markings?
Yeah. And it flew actually quite well, but it was IC.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the problem with the.
Yeah, well, you have fairly long nacelles, and you have two IC engines. They're, you know, Foxes are what, 6.5 ounces, and spinners and everything. You get enough weight forward to balance it.
Yep.
With electric motors, they're so light, and especially if you move them back closer to the wing, you don't have any weight in the nose.
Yep. I guess the answer to that is to bring the wing out at almost straight from the fuselage, and that the nacelles do it like they did on what was that jet, the Canberra.
Mm-hmm. The airplane I'd like to build, I have this penchant for designing what I call what it should have looked like scale airplanes.
Ah,
like Palco's Mustang, I designed that. That's a what it should have looked like Mustang. So I want to build a what it should have looked like a Grumman Tiger Cat with turbine nacelles, like an engine, and swept back rudder and sleek down looking like a stunt ship. I think that would be cool.
turbine, like a gas turbine for power instead of the radials.
Well, I have electric motors in it, but it'd make it look like a
make it that. I'm just putting this thought together in my mind what it looked like.
Oh, look
That
cool.
would slim down the nacelles.
And to sleek it out, make it it look like a real stunt ship.
Yeah.
Here's a twin for you to build, Bob. You like those turbo, nacelles?
Yeah.
810 Warthog. It looks like it's laid out to the right dimension.
The Warthog?
Yeah. Look at the profile of that. It looks like the dimensions of a stunt ship.
It does.
It's got a big wing.
I kind of stole the rudder shape to a degree on the turning point. I made it look like a demented Warthog. Somebody said they wanted to make a twin electric ducted fan version. That doesn't work in stunt. You don't have enough disc area, to slow it down coming downhill.
Well, it works for combat stunt. I'm sure if you flew it 4-1, it'll work.
Yeah, probably, but you need to pass the air blast over the wings and tails to get the artificial lift and everything.
Well, you need static thrust too.
Yeah, you need thrust.
Ducted fans do not have the static thrust.
Right.
Well, see, I was thinking about doing that, but actually mounting the engines at the front of the nacelles and using the regular stunt-sized props right in front of the things, so that it had the look, but you had the props.
I'm going to see if I can embarrass myself here and find a picture of something I drew when I was in high school, or maybe a little after high school, that encapsulated some of those ideas. But give me a minute. You guys keep talking. I'll find it.
No problem.
Yeah, make the Warthog though with real turbine with turbines in it. That'll do you.
Hey, David,
It'd be fine for scale,
Yeah.
but not for stunts.
hold on a second. David, get your word in now while you got a chance.
Oh no, I'm just trying to get in. I'm just trying to get in, Sparky. I just got in.
Yeah, you
No,
know what
I'm
I'm
cool.
talking about, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm all
Okay.
right. Thank you, Sparky. It's hard, man. Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Gary Sinclair, you had emailed me looking for some photos, and I sent them. Did you receive them?
Yes, I did.
All right, very
Got
good.
it in.
Oh,
Very
shucks,
good.
that's what I was supposed to do. Sorry about that. I'll get it.
So you mentioned a Tiger Cat. I'm sitting here looking at a Tiger Cat twin I built for Classic Stunt.
The yellow one.
It's hanging on my ceiling. I'm going to see if I can share, if I can turn my camera on.
Oh, flying models plans, right?
That's
Right.
got to be one of the most beautiful twins that
Yeah.
come out of World War II.
Yeah, the Tiger Cat.
I remember you flying that at VSC.
Yep. Let's see. How do I do that? Flip it around.
Take the camera and go like that.
There we go. I see it.
Uh,
There we go. There.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Nice.
So that's a classic legal Tiger Cat. A guy named Bob Adair designed it. Got published in Flying Models. I flew it at VSC. It's got two OS 15 FPs on it. It actually, it's a featherweight. I really worked hard to take the weight out. It's a monocoque wing, covered wing. That fuselage is foam with 1/16 skins on it,
Wow.
and then glassed or carbon, I forget which. And those 15 FPs have so much power
Yeah.
that it just flew on power. But it did everything reasonably well. I was really pretty surprised. That's
Yeah,
all.
it flew good. I remember watching it fly.
Does it have a straight leading edge or is it tapered?
If it's tapered, not much.
Not much.
I started off, the system that Paul Walker used on his B-17 with the pressure regulator and a big bladder. I started off with that. And I hung that bladder underneath the fuselage and a cylinder. And it all worked. It worked fine. But the weight and the drag hanging under the fuselage like a big bomb caused it to not turn at all. Wouldn't turn inside.
Oh.
So I took all that stuff off and squeezed in some traditional fuel tanks and went to that system, and it flew better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that photo of a picture I drew when I was a kid that kind of resembles a warthog in a way. The rudders, at least, were influenced by that. Here it is.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. You can see the Genesis influence on the fins.
Yeah.
And then,
Must have had them fish.
and the F-105 influence on the drop tanks.
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
It's a little
I-
embarrassing.
I
The
like it.
warthog influence on the tail.
What's that?
It looks like a warthog influence on the tail.
Yeah, the rudders are definitely warthog. No doubt about it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
You should have built it, Bob.
that's
The
nice.
land angel in the wing.
there's tons of things I should have built, John.
Well, now you're retired. You can do that.
Yeah, but I'm building all twins now.
Hey, Ed, did you read the NTSB report on UPS?
No, but I heard about it, and that evidently we had the the aft attach casting
Yeah, it fractured.
fractured.
Yeah, from impacting. I bet you.
Well, who knows? I mean, yeah, you got to be careful. And it was had quite a few hours out before it had to be NDT'd
Yeah,
again. So
another 7,000 or something.
I forgot. I heard it, but I don't remember.
It
It
was
was quite a
21,000
bit.
hours in, and they do that at 28,000.
Yeah.
Is that a replaceable part?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it is. This wouldn't be very easy because that's structural, and so it would be quite a bit to do it, and plus alignment. We had to. I had to call Dassault in on a Falcon 2000, brand new, that we were doing engine changes on for a customer for Coca-Cola, and the one fitting was misaligned and stuff. And so, you know, it was a big job just to do that.
By the looks of the drawings on that, because I looked at that, you know, I kind of looked over the NTSB report. That's exactly the same as a Harley Davidson Springer front end spherical bearing.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, how many failures have they had per million hours of flying?
None.
You know, I mean, you know, we have cycle limits on all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea.
Was that an original defect that finally failed, or was it something that?
It could be corrosion, it could be installation,
Yeah.
banging it or doing things. It's hard to tell.
Fell off the back of the truck once, and then.
Yeah.
So I didn't read the report. What was the final root cause?
Well, I mean,
on the rear spherical bearing.
Yeah.
And it caused the engine to go right up over the top of the wing. The back fell off and it went right over the top of the wing.
Yeah, and fought it out the #2 engine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they still would have been able to keep it airborne, but on fire. I mean, they were dead regardless.
That's what shut the other engine off then.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah. I read not the final report, but some preliminary work, and someone mentioned that, you know, it happened while the airplane was rotating, and it said that the torsional loads, the loads on that pylon during rotation, due to gyroscopic precession of the turbine, the fan, is one of the highest loads that pylon sees.
Yep.
I'd never thought about that, but
and it showed the engine starting to leave right at rotation, and wheels were struts were extended.
Yep, it was consistent with that thought.
Yeah. Yeah, believe me, every time doing that stuff and all the meetings that I sat in, you know, on takeoff, my ears were always there listening and stuff. And it's like, okay, I can breathe better now. But you know, I used to have to read all the failures worldwide and sit morning meetings listening to all this stuff. So yeah, it gets your attention.
Wow.
Are they all still grounded now?
My understanding, yeah. And that's the way the FAA works is when you have fatalities, it changes the work scope tremendously. And that, you know, if there's no fatalities, you'll have recommendations, and a lot of recommendations are serious, and a lot of foreign countries will deem them not necessary, even though the OEM recommends it.
Ed, I don't know you well, but did you work for NTSB or someone?
I was a Pratt & Whitney tech rep, and I had to do about 5 crash investigations with Pratt & Whitney, all overseas.
Yeah, I know a couple of guys working at NTSB, so that's why I asked.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting, but you know, pretty tough on the human factors portion.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, what's that orange airplane behind you?
That's what I flew in front of you in Las Vegas.
It looks different from that angle.
Well, I'm glad you never saw that angle.
Remember, Jim, remember that judges judge with a critical eye. Occasionally they use both eyes, but it's rare.
No, that's a Predator. That's that orange Predator. I flew.
Okay.
Had the lace paint on the top. So,
Okay.
that's
Well,
where
I-
it lives most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I just it actually looked like it almost had like a flight streak like wing, and I'm thinking, no, and it's not the flight. No, what the heck is that? You know, that kind of thing.
No.
So now you figured it out. I was just writing numbers down. I wasn't watching.
Your scores reflected reality, I think. You sort of picked up on the good stuff and picked up on some of the bad stuff. So,
Well, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
so. But I do have a Pathfinder here. Have you ever seen my Pathfinder?
No, I haven't.
I can see if I
Show
can-
that. I need a couple bucks for my fee there.
There you go.
My goodness.
I flew that this week.
How's it
Good.
fly for you?
It's all right. It's all right.
That's good.
It's a good airplane. It's a good knock around airplane. I take it to the field. I fly with some guys that are hackers, and I don't bring my good stuff out, but that's a good airplane to bring out.
Yeah. That's good. It's Gordy's designers turned out to be a pretty. You see them everywhere now.
Yeah, I never planned on building it, and I won a raffle or something, and I won a kit, and it's during COVID, and during COVID I built 2 airplanes in 1 year instead of just one, and that was one of them. So it's been pretty successful. I'm glad I built it. So.
Well, I'm tickled that I had a small part in it. Working with Gordy, it was kind of fun.
Yeah, and it's e-powered, so
Yeah.
Here comes Joe Gilbert. He's the one who does the reverse wing over with Ed's bomber.
Yeah, right. No, you don't. That rascal's a handful airplane right there. It's awesome to fly it, but it's a handful airplane.
How much does it weigh? 16 pounds or 13?
12, I think.
Oh my gosh.
12. I think 12 and change.
He's
What
another
is
one
it?
of the guys that builds out of 3/4 inch plywood.
Dude, it's huge.
Yeah, no.
It's got 4 LA 25s on it. It's a thrill to fly it. For me, it's a thrill.
Joe has to put on new shoes to be able to stay on the ground.
He has to get those New Jersey mob shoes, the concrete ones.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God.
I'm always impressed at the guys who can fly these scale airplanes because, the airplanes tend to be, very, very high wing loading. And you have to be so far ahead of it. You have to anticipate everything. You can't ever let it even get close to getting into a high angle of attack or
Oh no.
any kind of dangerous condition. You have to be so far ahead of it. A stunt ship is incredibly forgiving. You can get out of anything, but not a scale ship.
Those guys, they get to sink and you're not stopping them.
Nope.
How many airplanes crashed, Peter, this year, the first day we flew in the wind? I think I'm the only one that landed that didn't crash an airplane, the first 5 people that flew.
Yeah, it was rather windy, but
It was bad.
yeah, that was a tough day. And yeah, you're right. With the heavier wing loading, if you end up with some oscillation with the upwind and downwind side, you're sunk. You can't get out of it.
It's keep the power on that booger. I mean, to make a landing, you take a little throttle off to make it look like you started down, but you're landing with power at that Constellation in the B-17. You're not ever gliding anything. There's no way.
You know, my claim to fame and scale is I designed, going back, John Brodak called me up and he wanted me to design him a scale plane that he could, a profile scale plane. And so I said, anything I want? And he says, yeah. I said, well, I said, whatever I build you, I told him to build two, build one and finish it for the event, and the other one to just finish it, just barely or whatever. Just don't put a lot in it because that's the one you're going to be learning how to fly it with, But anyway, he built the La-5s. It's a Russian fighter plane, and he did a really good job on it. Actually, he won profile scale that year. He also won the. He got the highest points on the what is it where you're looking at it and then the flight points.
Static.
Yeah, he got high static and high flight.
Yeah, static.
Yeah. He lost the one that he built for practicing because he and his brother put put combat streamers on him when flying combat there.
I really like Pete Klepsik's B-25 profile.
That is a cool airplane, man.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
Yeah.
Pete Klepsik built a profile B-25. And
7 years ago or 8? Has it been that long?
Wow. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Wow. Well, I know there was somebody that was planning on, was going to build a B-36 and he was going to use half A or A size engines.
I cut the lost foam wing for that airplane.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who was it that was going to build it?
Jim Aaron.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What do you mean was going to build? He is building it.
He is building it.
Yeah.
Well,
he's also building a Rockwell Commander, the Shrike. He's building a twin Shrike with a very high aspect ratio wing, like 8-to-1. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's working on that. That's moving forward.
I think in the scale division they ought to have a competition thing for semi-scale stunt planes because some of these guys are really doing some fantastic semi-scale stunters.
We do have an event for that. It's called Stunt.
Yeah, I was thinking so they could get practice on off days on another circle,
You could take your semi-scale up there and do your drawings and put it out there to look at and take a little bit of a hit on the reality on the static points, and then you got to do maneuvers that are realistic that airplane could do. So they're not doing a vertical 8. That ain't happening. But you could do a loop and fly inverted. There's not a lot of airplanes doing outside loop, y'all. Not from level flight.
Well, how about a B-29 fly inverted?
I don't think it'd fly inverted. No, you'd never get that airplane inverted. There's no way.
Yeah.
I put in a rule proposal to simplify even the fun scale rules so that it would make it easier for you to fly a semi-scale stunt plane in there. I don't know what happened to it. I know they were voting on it last I saw. I haven't heard the outcome, but it would make things even easier for any of those semi-scale stunt planes to be able to qualify.
It'd be fun
without a big hit.
Yeah, and Peter, it'd be nice in half A scale.
Yeah.
To make electric of it.
I don't know. I don't know when that disappeared, but yeah, they made that because they figured out. They said it was too much of an advantage to fly electric. It was too easy.
Well, but you make it separate. You can have half A and half E.
There you go. Half E.
And that, but also you can, like I said, have a smaller stunt version of a semi-scale. And I scaled down a Brodak Focke-Wulf 190D, and it's electric, and it's got a 32-inch wingspan.
Oh, that's
and,
nice.
and a little over 200 squares, and that's so we'll see how that goes.
Hey Ed, I came up with an airplane. I think I want to build a half E stunt ship of. All right, it's a twin, and if this, I don't have this picture may not show up very big because I stole it off a website, but I'm going to show you the airplane.
Oh,
yeah.
Bronco.
Oh yeah,
That's not a Bronco.
It's
That's
not.
no,
That's
that's
an
a
Icarus.
Canadian version.
That's a Canadian Bronco. It's called the Icarus.
Yeah, with the longer nose. That's
Yeah,
not.
look at I see what you mean.
See?
I bet it's the same wing airfoil and the
Hey,
boom.
Bob,
Yeah.
take your mouse and put it over the top of the picture.
Yep.
Click it and then scroll the center wheel in so it enlarges.
Okay, hold on. I don't have a scroll wheel here.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I see it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that
That's
is nice.
That's a great looking airplane, isn't it?
That's I can see that.
Yeah, that would work.
You know,
Yeah,
that'd be the
I've got
interesting
to
thing
punch
on
out.
that is
All
with
right,
the,
see you later, Jim.
Dinner time.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah,
I
cheers.
Bob, with the high wing and that high tail, I'm wondering. I think you can get away with running the lines out the wing with that high tail back behind there.
Might have to adjust things a little bit, make it semi stunt scale, or semi scale stunt, whatever.
Yeah.
But the look of it is just too compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trouble with most fighters of the piston engine era, the elevators and stabilizers were too small
Yep.
for control line usage.
Yep.
The one I know of that would work out well is a TBM Adventure. It's got a huge elevator and stabilizer.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at any of the carrier planes, you got bigger wing area and bigger. It seems to have bigger stabilizers.
Yeah, but they're still
because
not.
they need the short takeoff and landing.
Don Hutchinson, I think, did a semi-scale Avenger for his profile.
He did, for real. And that rascal's got good numbers.
If you try to build a scale, exact scale Focke-Wulf 190,
It won't fly.
it's terrible because the stab is way too small.
It's done up there. You just can't fly it.
Yeah.
A Mustang, the Yak 3s, all that stuff. That's Spitfires, 109s, all of them had small elevator.
Well, remember, guys, we're flying miniature surfaces in full-scale air.
That's there. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
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 Gordy's,
Reynolds factor gets you.
Gordy's KI 61, the Tony,
That's a nice plane.
was almost. It was within 2% scale on the side of the outline of the fuselage, and that's the only change was from scale is because the wings we had to lessen the aspect ratio on the wings a little bit and make the stab a little bit bigger with a little bit bigger elevator, that kind of thing. But the fuselage was pretty decent, but when on the drawing, when we set it on that wing and the fuselage was like 8.5 inches tall or something like that. It was in that. And so what we did is I just used the CAD function. I scaled it. I left the scale in the X dimension, the length alone, and I just took off a little bit. I think it was like 7% on the vertical. Just squashed it down a little bit.
This would have been a perfect airplane for Ron Burns to build.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, Bob English, he built one. His is gorgeous. He brought it to a meet. Gordy was flying his. After the meet, Gordy flew Bob's. Come back. He says, "Wow." He says, "That thing flies exactly like mine." In other words, he'd hit it. He'd hit a sweet spot or something in the design.
But the thickness of the wing on a stunt ship, say you used a 2-inch wing. If you had an 8-inch fuselage, a 2-inch wing's 25% of that fuselage. There's no
Yeah.
World War II fighter got a 25% thick wing of the fuselage.
That's
You know,
true.
They're 10% at the very most, probably. It's difficult to scale.
Well,
The
it
wing.
is.
All
It
those
is,
designers,
you know,
those World War II designers, Grumman and all of North America, and they were very inconsiderate about, how they designed their airplanes, not taking into account that we make them into stunt ships.
Yeah, and a
That's
Mustang
right.
wing. A Mustang wing is GM&E. The center points is at 40 or 50% of the chord. I mean, it's way back there.
Yeah.
What you need to do is get someone to build a full scale version of one of your stunt models, and then you can fly it in scale.
That's right.
Great.
There we go.
It'd have an 8-foot thick wing.
Yeah. All they have to do is get it off the ground once, and then you can say, fly it in scale.
Any of the
Give that
Stoll
man a
airplanes.
cigar.
Get the Stoll airplanes. They got thick wings and they'll do better for you. Peter's right in that British Islander. I've flown British Islanders and they'll fly. I've flown with 2 of us in it. You could trim it and was doing 46 knots. Stall warning going off to beat heck. Flying at 46 knots, man.
When I
That's
was
a heck of an airplane.
that plane is actually perfect for flying in scale, like you said. It's just
It is.
the guys
Yep.
from England figured out rather quickly that they need to build a high wing twin with fixed landing gear and flaps. The way the rules work, that you'll be very, very competitive with that, the way the rules work. So we'll see what they come with this year, because they're the only ones who figured out. All the other guys are building, these beautiful planes, but the flight, you can't compete with something like that for flying.
Like that Constellation.
Yeah.
It's touching down going, I bet it's going 35 miles an hour when it touches down. It's
Yeah.
going fast, man. And it flies at 40. And you
Yeah.
don't want to fly no faster because it's pulling you off your feet.
Yeah.
Unless you can get Danny Banjock to fly it, then you can, fly it at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, he can fly it.
You pull him off his feet. I don't think I ever run it over 65% power. Never wide open. Just never. It is too much power.
Yeah.
You talked to him lately, Joe?
Who?
Ed.
I haven't talked to Ed in a couple months. It's been a couple.
I wonder if he's building anything.
That boy probably is. He's an amazing individual, I think. Think about this. He got 4-engine bombers on a throttle control handle, the bell crankage in that to make all that work. A pipe smoker, dude. You got to be a pipe smoker to figure that out. That ain't going to happen just every day. He's a remarkable individual.
He kind of hinted that he was going to fly less when he was at the Nats, but we'll see.
We'll see. He likes it up there. He likes to do that. It's a lot of work to fly his airplanes. We started 64 engines one day between he and I at the Nats. Yeah, those airplanes compared to a extra 300 is way more difficult to fly, I think.
Someone mentioned before, I flew some of Frank Beatty's planes. Those are hard to fly.
Are they? Yep.
Always tail heavy. Those were hard to fly.
That was me that mentioned that, because he handed me a wing. I told this before. He handed me a wing and he said, "What do you think?" I said, "Would you build this out of 3/4 plywood?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, it's got to be robust when it hits the ground." I said, "Well, you're not supposed to build to hit the ground."
The airplane you built for the Nats, Robert, would be a pretty good airplane.
Yeah,
The shoestring. It's got a nice wing shape.
It was under 5 pounds. It would not loop. I can tell you that right now.
No, I'm sure. No, heavens no.
Did you have a 4-stroke in that?
No, electric
Oh, okay.
with a sound box.
Did John have one with a 4-stroke?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm remembering. Then John's had the 4-stroke in it.
Yeah, he had a Sato 72 in his.
Yeah. That's a nice kit and a nice flying airplane.
The British Islanders, the game, that's the game right there. There's another Italian airplane that's high wing, stiff geared twin that you could use. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Piaggio maybe or something like that.
Yeah, I think you may be right, Bob. You may be exactly right.
You know, there's a lot of home built or not ultralight so much, but home built airplanes now that are high wing twins with fixed gear, and they're all composite airplanes. You know, they're very spindly looking. There's a number of them.
Dornier has one.
Yeah. So I fly the Islander, and my wife is now flying the Twin Otter at the World Championships.
Wow.
I was going to suggest a Twin Otter. So how's she like it?
She's still learning to fly, so she's only flown it a little bit. Joe has seen her fly.
She can fly an airplane. She just needs a little more confidence.
Yeah, she's still flying on her practice plane. So she's actually flying. It's an ARF from Horizon. It's a Twin Otter ARF. Flies great. It actually is so damn light that when you drop the flaps, you can't get the plane to land.
It just floats, huh?
The first time I flew it, I was going too fast and I dropped the flaps and the plane went up like over my head.
Oh my goodness.
Because I mean, those ARFs, styrofoam ARFs, it's like 2 pounds for on a 36-inch wing. It's nothing. It's just the plane just takes off. So yeah, she's flying that. So we're flying all twins, fixed gear, flaps.
Do you do the nose wheel where you can turn it to make it track nice for you?
I do have that. Once I get mine set, I usually don't have to mess with it. So
Yes.
I do it live.
Right.
If I rig my handle, I can do that because I made my own radio handle with a 2.5 gig.
Well, just once you get it set where it needs to be, you can walk forward or backward to get it to help you, but
Yeah.
be not to hit and jump off to the side.
Yeah. Because if you don't have it right, either the plane's coming in or it crab walks a little bit, and
Yeah.
that just don't look right when it crab walks.
Right. It's a different game, but it's still, you got to do your job.
I'm trying to get all you guys to come and fly one scale. Like you said, bring your semi-scale planes.
Put electric system.
I have a large Genesis, and it's a scale up of my smaller Genesis. Does that count?
Get someone to build a full-size Genesis, get it to hop off the ground once, and you're golden then.
Well, I think a full-scale Genesis wouldn't even get off the ground with those motors.
So you can do a spruce goose.
You could build Don Hutchison's profiles and take a little bit of a hit for the exactly scale, and then fly and profile well.
His profiles are pretty close to scale. I mean, yeah, the wings and the stab and elevator, changed
They're a little bit big, but you could take a hit for that and think you can make it up in flying.
Al Ray should have flown in that class.
I've got all his plans here on PDF. I don't know.
I think the most scale one's a TBF. Torpedo bomber.
Yeah.
The Grumman torpedo bomber would be the most wing to size to elevators, because it was a big airplane from the get-go.
Boy, when those guys that flew those things, they had to have them that big. I tell you, it'd be that flying low and slow to the water there, making a straight-on approach to a warship with all guns firing at you. Heck, they so few of them survived.
The lower, the better.
I just did a little search, and there's a number. If you do a search for high wing fixed gear twins, you come up with a pile of them.
There's lots of them, huh?
Yeah.
I think there's some Dorniers and Piaggios or something like that, or what?
Partnavias.
Partnavia. The Partnavia is what I was talking about. That's the one that came apart at the air.
That's pretty.
Aero Commander.
That's nice.
That's a Partnavia. Yeah. That's fixed gear twin with wheel pants even. I love that.
Wheel pants, and it's got to have flaps, so that'll be beautiful too.
Yeah. And
there was a Partnavia did an air show, oh my gosh, 20 years ago. and it come apart while he was doing the air show in the live, and his wife was calling it for him. I don't know that one. That's retract there.
Is it okay?
That's okay, but still, it's good.
What's this one here?
That looks like an Islander of some sort. What is that thing?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's
I don't know that airplane.
fixed gear. I can see that.
T-tail.
Peach turbine engines, Pratt and Whitney looks like.
Yeah.
Yes, got icing stuff on it.
Is that a short?
With the
Here's a wild one.
Not yet.
I like this one. This could be a stunt ship.
Oh, baby,
Lord.
that's cool right there.
It looks like the de Havillands of the old days.
Of the old days, that's right. That's an upside down engine for sure.
That's doable as a semi-scale stunt airplane right there.
I guarantee
Yes, it
you're
is.
right.
Yes, it is. You might do like Gordy did on the KI-61, just vertical, leave the length the same, but crush the vertical down a few percentage points.
I think there's maybe another version of one we've already seen, but
That
That's
looks
pretty
like
plain.
Part
that looks
Navy,
like a Rockwell.
that's part Navy, I think.
Part Navy, I think they call that.
Yeah.
So there, if you do a search, there's quite a number of them actually.
Yeah.
Look up what's it called? Golly,
Oh, I found your thing. Part Navia.
Part Navy. Yes, it was an old wood.
Anything with wheel pits, I like.
Yeah,
Well, if you want to do a single engine, do a Cessna
caravan.
Caravan.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's the first one he showed. Here it is, the Part Navia.
Yep. Excuse me.
Let's go there. Oh, come on. Make that bigger.
Now that's a good looking airplane.
That's a
That
part
is
Navy.
really nice.
Yeah, that's the Part Navia. It looks a lot like the Islander. It's a little smaller, it looks, but
I think so.
It's not that hard to build either.
oh, straight wing, no dihedral.
Yeah.
Looks like you'd have to have the controls though coming out
Yeah,
right about the windshield line.
yeah. On my Islander, I have them coming out there, and I have a little guide that I bolt on after static judging for the wingtip, for the inboard.
You're allowed to do that?
Yeah, you're allowed to add that after. I make it out of clear plexi anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Is that one of those like a Mustang style airfoil on that thing?
Laminar
The
flow.
high point.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It definitely curved on top, but that's like a tip. It's got a 45 cut on it, so it's hard.
Almost
Won't be
look-
doing
almost
any
looks like-
square loops.
Almost looks like a Wortman in a way.
There
Yeah,
was a Aeronica Champ, twin engine, high wing Aeronica Champ. What was that called, Bob? Lancer.
A
Was
twin
it a
engine high
Lancer?
wing Aeronica Champ.
Lancer, I think.
Was it?
A twin engine Champ.
Saw one of
And
those.
my first instruction was in a tri-champ,
Oh,
Huh?
and
They took
Cost-
a
cost me-
tri-champ, put
cost me-
two engine.
cost
Look
me
up a
14
Langley.
bucks.
Look a Langley twin. Langley twin. Now that was some kind of airplane in the day. Langley twin.
I got it. Oh, that's pretty. Hang on.
Check that out. If you can make that come up.
let's see it. Somebody throw it up there.
Oh, that's the one that's all wood.
It's all wood, dude. That was all
look at
mahogany.
that.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
There was one of those wrecked at Harvey Young Airport, and John
Mini-
Pierce took the wings and put a Stinson fuselage and tail on the Langley wings, and they called it the Pierce Arrow. I've ridden in that airplane many, many, many times.
Looks like a
But this had
miniature
like
Beach
60
18.
They had 65 horse engines, and I think they got to maybe a 90 horse Franklin. I have to do the studying again on that. But that in its day, that rascal's beautiful right there. Look
Wow.
at that.
Yeah, that's something.
It is beautiful. I just can't imagine keeping it up.
Wooden fuselage. There's going to be a war trainer. No aluminum, mahogany.
A lot of molded wood, it looks like.
It's all mahogany veneer.
Bob, there's your wheel pants.
There's your wheel pant. That's right, Bob. There's the wheel pants.
Look at those things. We're talking about forming wood, though. Look at that.
They molded that.
Kind of like how they make the mosquito.
Exactly. That was, I think, from the 40s. I'd have to look, see when the date on that was, but it was pretty early.
That is beautiful.
I like that.
Never heard of it. Thank you.
And it's got the twin tails, Bob. You like those too.
Got everything I like.
Yeah, I agree. I like Bob. It's me too. I think that's just a gorgeous airplane.
There it is. Mahogany 1940.
There you go. That's right.
None survived. Darn.
No, the Pierce Arrow.
Yeah.
Google Pierce Arrow. You'll find that it had that wing in it.
You don't have to worry about corrosion, but you do have to worry about termites.
Termites, that's right. And
Yeah.
wet, damp air.
Carpenter bees.
Carpenter bees. Oh, Sparky. That'd be terrible. There's a Pierce Arrow right there. That red one. I've flown in that airplane dozens of times. Dozens and dozens of times. The man that built that airplane was on the B-17s, December 7th, 1941.
Oh, look at that.
I've ridden in that airplane many, many times.
Wheel pants.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it.
That is pretty.
That's a Pierce Arrow U-2. You two idiots built an airplane out of that. Okay.
Wow.
Was the fuselage built by Studebaker?
No, it's a Stinson 108-3, fuselage and tail feathers.
Wow.
They built a nose cone for it. That first picture had the smaller engines. He ended up having putting 150 horse on both sides in the last configuration.
Wow.
It's gone now, but that was quite an airplane in this day. Quite an airplane.
Shame they painted those wings. All that wood. Oh.
John Pierce.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's quite an airplane right there.
It's what I've been considering. It's not a fixed gear twin, but it's what I've been considering, doing what it should have looked like scale treatment to. And that's a twin Navion.
Oh my gosh. That airplane's pretty nice looking too.
Yeah.
Twin Navion's pretty good.
So is the one part behind it.
I always liked the Piper Aztec. I always thought that was a sexy twin.
Yeah.
Same airfoil as the J3 Cub. Did you know that, Phil?
No, I didn't.
Same airfoil.
So like Clark Y?
I think you're exactly right. We have to Google that to be sure, but I'm almost certain that's correct.
Clark Y was a good airfoil.
Thanks, guys. I got to take off.
Good seeing you, Peter.
You scale guys just can't take it.
He's a world champion like you, Bob. Leave him alone.
Us stunt guys, we're tough. We can last right to the end of this thing.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
What are you doing there, Icekins?
I don't know. Just playing around with my phone right now. How you doing, Bob?
I'm okay. I've been haven't talked to our buddy, in a while there, Campbell, but I got to get in touch with him.
Yeah, I just spoke to him today, as a matter of fact. Yeah, just today. Yeah, things are going well.
Yeah.
That boy can play guitar too.
Oh,
yes, he can.
Fantastic guitar player.
He can play. I used to love going into Guitar Center with him because he would attract the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Even when he's not playing a guitar.
Yeah. He can fly stunt too. He's a good stunt flyer.
He is a good stick.
Yes, he is. He's got a good handle and good stick.
Had he started earlier and got serious at it, he'd be right at the top.
Right there. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Got the head for it. He's got the reflexes for it.
Yep.
He's just a really good flyer.
He is, and he's a good builder too.
He's fun to be around. We had a good time with him at Triple Tree. Or I had a good time at Triple Tree with him.
Yeah.
He was fun to be around.
And he's a very good person, man. That's really important too. Rick's a great guy.
It is.
Did you camp at Triple Tree, Joe?
No, we rented a Airbnb about what, Colleen, 3 miles away or something? You'd go out the front gate, down the road a half mile, and turn right a half a mile. It was close. It's a trailer house, but it didn't matter. We'd have to drive that. It may be 35, 40 minutes to the hotels from Triple Tree. It's a good bit.
Yeah.
But Bob, I hear that Mike Rogers has come a long ways with he said he was over at your place, right?
Mike was down earlier this week. Was it Monday? We put the wing into his pattern master, his 90% size pattern master. He builds really well, very well.
He's another one. Is that the 46 size pattern master that he used to fly?
Yeah, it's kind of a 40. Yeah, and it's a 46 size pattern master.
He's a good trimmer too. He knows how to trim models very well.
Yeah, and he's good. He's an excellent coach. All the years that Bob Barron did well is when he was being coached by Mike Rogers.
Absolutely.
Boy, that's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to make people believe that, but it is.
But his new pattern master is electric.
Yes. Yep. Yes. I talked to him a couple days ago. He's been helping me with me, and a little bit too. He gives me a lot of good things to do and try. He's having me change the CG on the one I have right now, which I'm going to do, and so I trust him. I trust Mike. I do.
Oh yeah,
very much so. So
even when he first came on the scene back,
he got Rookie of the Year once,
early 70s. He came on the scene. He came out of nowhere, and he had pretty airplane out of nowhere.
Yes.
I got a picture way back when with Gene Schaefer and Freddie Miles. Let's see if I can find it. And Flushing Meadows. See if I can find that. Take me a minute, so go ahead and talk.
Yeah, he had those pattern masters, Bob, and they were huge. They were heavy, but they flew pretty good,
Yeah, I flew one of
them. Big airplanes, boy.
Scratch my ankles without bending over.
Big old airplanes. But he was a top 10 flyer. He got Rookie of the Year. He was moving fast. He was a mover and shaker and kind of
absolutely,
step back a little bit.
Absolutely. I know I have a picture of him someplace in here, but I'll find it.
Yeah.
Robert, are you building anything right now?
Well, Tempest, isn't he?
Me?
Yes. Are you working every day or are you building some?
I'm working on fixing this Viper.
Okay.
Repainted the flaps and the back of the trailing edge. I got to fix a hole in the wing and the fillets. And
wow,
that character.
Look at that hairdo, that's a
looking tail.
That's kind of a small low res photo blew up. I can't get it to go slow, but that's Mike and Gene Schaefer and Freddie Miles at Flushing Meadow Park back in the 70s.
I'll be darned.
I don't remember that wooden fence there, Bob. They took that down, huh? Little picket fence. That was a fun place to fly, man. You had to deal with some really tough wind there. Whew.
Used to go out there with Billy Simons almost every week. We go out and fly with Gene and sometimes Bob Lampione and Vic Macaluso and those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't believe I used to take my stunt ship on the train, Bob. I did. I took my stunt ship on the train all the way to Flushing.
Well, when Bill Simons was young, he lived in Washington Heights, which is up by the George Washington Bridge.
Yeah, that's where I was.
And so did Big Jim Greenaway. They were teenagers.
Yes.
And they flew together, and they would take their airplanes on the L and go down to Van Cortlandt Park.
Yeah.
Van Cortlandt Park.
Yeah, nobody ever bothered me. Nobody ever bumped into it. Never had any problems.
But you had to carry the airplane and fuel and handles and globe.
I had to carry the airplane. I had my field box with the can attached to the box.
Okay.
And so I just had the plane in one and my thing, and I'm young, so I can just go. Wasn't an issue.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you get off the train, how far a walk was it to?
It was how far? I used to get off in Forest Hills in that area. It's probably maybe a 15-minute walk, Sparky, at the most.
Now that's dedication.
Yeah. Wasn't bad.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
He wanted to fly.
Yeah.
Sure did. Yeah.
Wanted to fly.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It's 28.8 miles for me to go to the field.
Hey, here comes the Bearcat update.
Oh, cool.
Want a Bearcat update?
Yeah, we got one.
Not really. I got a T-bird update.
Yeah, do that one.
He snuck in here and thought he was going to get away without an update.
He'd been there 10 minutes or more.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so before I went to Vegas at the end of October, I discovered I had a problem with the wing ribs over here. So I took my Ryan to Las Vegas and I left it sit here. When I got back from Las Vegas, I started working on it, but I've had cataract surgery. So for the last 3 weeks, I've been kind of 2 weeks of surgery, so my eyeballs aren't quite calibrated yet. I got to wait another 3 weeks till I get new glasses. So I've been kind of taking it easy, but I worked on this. So here's when I cut the
Oh my.
wing open from the bottom,
Yeah.
I noticed there were big pieces of two ribs that were missing here. And I was able to find the pieces for this rib here, center, but I couldn't find this piece over here. And I bought that borescope that works with your iPhone, which is pretty cool. And you get a lot of interesting pictures looking down into your airplane, different angles. But I wasn't able to find that missing piece. So I'm not sure where it is. I think it may be
It's in the fuse.
in the outer part. It's probably in the outer part of the wing because the centrifugal force would push it out the.
Bounces it out there.
Yeah. I shook the airplane all over the place and I couldn't get anything to come loose or any noise or anything. So I had the airplane, I did it in CAD many years ago. This is actually a Visio. And then, so I just printed out the rib and I glued the piece onto some balsa, 16th inch usually. And after I cut it out, I could peel I use that 3M spray adhesive that's repositionable. So I could peel the paper right off of it and leave me with the piece of rib I needed. So I glued that back into here.
Well done.
That's a lot of unsupported area, though. You
Up
probably
and
could have
down.
done that with two holes and lived a little vertical spacer in there, so you wouldn't crush the wing so easy there.
You're talking about the middle of the foil here and up and down? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if this is the way that Palmer had it or not.
I don't know.
No,
Might have been the Vico kit structure. Anyway, so I recovered it and I put some filler on it and sanded it down a couple of times. And I've got the white sprayed on it now and I put the red on it this morning. So that's the way it looks at the moment. And I'll finish the blue stripes here tomorrow and spray a little coat of clear on it and I should be done.
What do you think caused it, Mark? Someone launching it or what? Pushing it?
I think it probably happened in the car.
Bouncing on the piece of foam or something on top of it.
Well, I took it out to the Nats in our SUV, along with a whole bunch of other luggage and everything. And I thought I had it protected and stacked and everything, but probably on the way back. But I really don't know when it happened. So anyway, it's just about ready to hang back up and be able to use it again. But here's the Bearcat right now. I've got the pilot and the seat back left over from the one I crashed. So I salvaged those, and I'm just doing a test fit here.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get back, as soon as I get the T-bird done, next week I'll get back on the Bearcat. So then you can have a real Bearcat update, Sparky.
Now that'll be at Brodex next year, right?
I hope so, yeah. I'm hoping to get it to VSC in March. So we'll see. Anyway, that's what I've been doing, but I said I just had cataract surgery. My eyeballs are not calibrated very well. But I hope to get that fixed here in another few weeks. Be back in
You gonna
gear.
attend the Southwest Regionals, Mark, this year?
No,
Oh, okay.
I've looked at going down there to that thing, but it's, 4 days of driving for 2 days of contest.
Are you going to the Nationals?
Yeah, I'm hoping to.
And you're going to VSC?
Yeah.
You have any room in your car for a couple of pull test devices? John Callentine, I think, is going to make us a couple of those pull testers like they had at Las Vegas and they use at VSC. And I was wondering if somebody could transport them because with the weights, they get heavy and it costs a lot to ship them. But they're not real big.
Yeah, I can probably.
Well, if you can't, then you ship them. But, if you can fit
We'll
them
work
in.
out something out with John, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll coordinate with you if time gets closer.
I'm still trying to figure out my schedule because it looks like Brodax and the Nats are going to have a 2-week gap in between them.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the final word on Brodak.
Well, even if you get him to Brodax, I could get him. Somebody else could bring him to the Nats.
Well, what I'm thinking about is going out to Brodax and then spend 2 weeks in Ohio, part of the time at my son's, and visit my sister and probably go see the Air Force Museum or other things I want to do. And then go over to the Nats, 4th of July. So and after the Nats, I'll come back here.
If you get to the eastern side of Pennsylvania, you can come and hang out with me for a while,
If Mark can't get them, Bob, I'm sure I can get them from my truck. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I
they're
forgot.
flat boards.
Yeah,
They're
Joe's
flat
another
Yeah,
option here.
I forgot you're going there too. That'd be good.
Flat
Yeah. Well,
boards, they shouldn't
between
be
the
too-
two of you, we'll get them there.
Yeah, exactly. We'll
Because
make
the ones we have at the Nats now are too big and unwieldy.
they're gross.
They're terrible.
Those are the ones that Mitchley built, huh? Bob, the older one, Earl built them, I think.
Yeah, but they work, but they're heavy and they're hard to get
Yeah.
around. And these ones that Galentine designed are elegant. They really are.
Nice. They're really nice.
Is that the same as your field, Joe?
Ours are built out of steel and on a pipe, but yes, the same theory. They lift as quick as they lift, they release, It's just Bob made ours in a piece of pipe and we screw them in the ground where they're up off the ground where you're pulling level with them. It's the same theory. They're way, way superior to the ones of the Nats. And I'm sure those of the Nats were good at one time, but the cable's stiff and rusty and things aren't smooth anymore.
I've never liked those.
Huh.
But that thing that Calentine designed is just elegant, and
Yep,
small.
it works good.
It works great. We get 2 of those. We got it set up for the Nats,
They're not, we get to walk around them and trip over them, and it's just a better deal.
We're doing the Nats. I mean, let the cat out of the bag. But one of the things we're doing different, I came up with an idea I thought was going to work pretty well. One of the problems at the Nats is the check-in at appearance points. It takes forever. That line is like 150, 200 feet long, and you're waiting for an hour if you're at the back of the line to get your airplane in to get it weighed and get it set on the floor. And that's dangerous. I mean, you got a lot of pretty airplanes and there are people walking by. That's dangerous. So what I suggested to John Hill, and he said he's going to do it, is set up another table with another scale. So you come in and you go to one or the other table and it'll have the amount of time to check in the airplane.
Exactly. Great idea.
Yeah. Problem solving.
Well, you're there for too long.
Yeah.
That whole thing takes 2 hours or 2.5, Bob. How long?
Yeah, and we're going to streamline we got some ideas for streamlining the appearance point judging itself, which I'm not going to go into here because we're still working on it, but it's going to take it down from 2 hours down to 1 hour.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Sounds good. Mark, if you get to the Air Force Museum, they have You need to check out the Memphis Belle. That's worth taking the time to go see.
It's a fairly new exhibit.
Yeah.
When did they put it up? I was there last year and I don't remember seeing it.
I think
was
it's
there.
just been opened here just the last few months.
Okay.
Well, I was there with Billy Werwich when we went for that award ceremony at FAA, and this was over a year ago, and it was there.
Yeah, they flew
Oh,
it
was there
in
then?
before I left. Before I left Dayton, it was on site.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
it's a
3 years
display
ago.
inside Hangar 1.
Yeah, it's in the big hangar, that's for sure. I remember when that thing set in Memphis, but it had a cover over it, but other than that, it was open to the weather and it was going downhill fast. It was just a shame to have it sitting there. I hated to see it go, but on the other hand, now that I see what they've done with it, it is so much nicer. Really,
When I was a
really
kid
nice.
back in the 50s, my dad would take me down to the museum. We lived about a 150-mile drive from our home.
Wow.
And all those planes were just sitting outside
Yeah.
on the parking ramp, and they were getting weathered and birds pooped on them. And so
Yeah.
just give it what
The
they
only
got
problem
now
I
is
had
really
when
nice.
I took Werwich there, the only problem I had was getting him away from the P-47s.
Yeah. He really loves the 47, doesn't he?
Hey, Joe,
Yes.
you mentioned the Grumman TBF that Don did.
Yes.
I've got it loaded up here. I was going to share it for
Put
you.
it up there. That airplane is it'd make a great stunt ship, almost scale.
Look at that.
Wow.
See the elevator, how big the elevator stabilizer is? He even built a horn for a counterbalance that would there's nothing bad about none of that right there, y'all. I'm telling you, that sucker'd fly.
Just a little background on this. My dad trained on one of these. He was in this position right here.
Wow.
Ball
He
turn.
was a radioman. And the radioman was also the rear gunner.
So he's got a 23% tail.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
I'd say.
Big tail.
It says on, I can't read it, 109 square inches. But look at the shape of that wing. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Up forward trailing edge.
Yeah, oh, big, huge. That makes the tail moment gain speed quick.
Yep.
You know.
More tail volume coefficient.
There you go.
Anybody ever build one of these?
Not that I know of, but that would be it. A TBM might not look right doing a square loop, but that airplane right there's got numbers that'll work. I'm very certain of it.
That looks better in the blue, doesn't it?
The tail, the stabilizer is a little high. You might run into a blanketing problem.
I don't know. He ain't got very big flaps.
It's really hard to move it down a little bit, though.
There's been some cases in the past where people tried stabs that were a little bit high, but not real high. Get them real high, you get out of that. But a little bit high, sometimes you get blanketing and they won't turn outsides.
I'd like to see I'd like to measure that. I bet it's 5 inches above the center line of the wing.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
See a scale. I bet it is.
What's the
See
wingspan in the wing area?
It says on
let's see
490.
if
It says 490 something on the wing area right there. 492.
Yeah,
That's
about
what it looks
500.
like.
That tail, that's a big stab on that thing, Joe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
And he's
I'll tell you
flat.
what, that
It's
is
skinny
almost
28% is what it says on it.
Yeah, 28. I was gonna say it's probably
There you go. Magic, baby.
Remember the movie Wing and a Prayer?
Yeah.
Avengers, that was a story of a torpedo squadron.
Yeah, there's another gunner right here in this position.
Is that right? I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
There's
Yeah.
a little window there, and he's laying on his belly.
Well, it looks like a bad job.
It was a bad job. That's why so very few of them survived the attacks.
Yeah.
Because the slow but deadly, the SB, that one, The slow but deadly one didn't have to fly like these had to fly. They had to be right down. Oh man, they midway they lost almost every one of them.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Our torpedo airplanes were very unsuccessful at taking out Japanese airplanes.
Well, they had to be what, 120 miles an hour or less to drop
The
the
dive
bomb.
bombers were much more successful.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and our torpedoes weren't that good. The torpedoes half the time
Half of them didn't go off when they hit.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where they're damned if they did and damned if they didn't. But there's a lot of brave men lost their lives doing that.
Papa Bush got shot down in one of those.
Who's that, Joe? Who?
Papa Bush.
Oh,
Yeah. Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
twice.
Once he's rescued by a submarine. Looked like a wet rat coming out of the water.
Mhm.
They had guts. There ain't no doubt about that program.
Yeah.
Woo.
Different breed.
Totally different breed. They don't make them like that anymore, I don't think. Very few. Yeah.
They had to have some great big steel ones just to survive.
Call up the
That's-
Spitfire.
That's
on
when
that.
men were men and women were proud of them.
Yeah.
Look up the Spitfire, John. That sucker must have a 20-inch tail moment on it.
Hold on a minute, I'll do that.
But the tail's too little on that rascal. But it's got a long tail moment.
What are you building, Joe, right now? What do you got in the cooker in there? What do you?
I got a building a Madman out the hangar.
Okay.
When we did J.C. Yates Madman,
Oh,
the
okay.
big one, the one Hutch blew up, made bigger.
Batman 56.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
got
that's
one of
what
those
it is.
myself.
And you got
Got one of
the
those
Blue
myself,
Max, right? For the
I got 3 Blue Maxes, and I
For
got
Tampa.
Big Blue I need to paint.
You
There's
build a new one?
Yeah, I got a new Big Blue. Very almost. It's in primer. I've got
I
one of
hope you
those.
put a stronger
was-
wing in it.
Dude, I fly the crap out of my airplanes. I've blown 11 wings off airplanes.
supposed to, Joe.
I've blown wings off other people's airplanes.
Yeah, you're supposed to, Joe.
Well, I've seen him fly, and he does hit a hard corner, especially at the bottom of an hourglass. But man, he can make it look nice.
The what was Red Reinhardt stunt wing, Bob? Is that what was that called?
Well, the original, the stunt was called the Stunt Wing when it was published, but in its initial form, it had a shorter nose. It was green silk with a clear fuselage, and it was called Mr. Completely.
Well, I've got a one looks like a manta ray out there, ready. It's covered in silk, ready for paint. Just a
Mr. Completely.
Mr.
single
Completely.
gear. The landing gear is just a single gear like a flight streak. Was that the stunt wing? I think it is.
Oh, look at that.
What now?
The one I've got out in the garage is
Don Hutchins.
I think it's called a stunt wing. It's got a single gear like a flight streak, upside down engine.
Yeah, that's it. I'll see if I can find a picture of it here for you.
Look at the building of that program. Look how nice that is. He drew that by hand, y'all. Look at that highly tapered wing, Bob.
Yeah, I love it.
I wonder how well it flies.
Well,
It looks good.
I can beat you with everything I've ever flown that he designed.
Who designed it, Joe? Who is it?
Don Hutchison.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He's
God
familiar.
rest his soul, good guy.
He knew stuff.
Well,
You
I
wanna-
built one of his designs, the little biplane, and I figured it was just going to be something to go around in circles with. That sucker would stunt,
Yeah, they'll
but
stunt.
I couldn't make it go with. He built his and flew it. He didn't fly it. Bart Kopinski flew it at VSC with a FP40 on it.
I flew that
I
very
did.
airplane a dozen times, trimming it out for him.
Well, I ended up flying mine on the FSR because I just did not have enough power with the FP. But that was a good airplane.
It had a round bell crank in it, so the hose come out the fuselage with just a hole.
Oh, I knew it was just a hole, and I wondered how that
wait,
worked, but I
what's
didn't know it had a
this?
red.
This
Didn't
must be
know it
a
had a round bell crank.
BT-13. Is that a BT-13?
No, that's the F6F.
Yeah, I was going to
Wing.
say,
Okay,
yeah,
Hellcat.
Hellcat.
Hellcat, sure. I just see
Yeah.
the tail on it. You know, it's got that rounded tail. That's a
Yeah,
great
I'm trying to get the
Bearcats
fuselage
like
out.
that.
Hold up a minute. I'll get the
That's the
fuselage
wing.
up.
The wing. See the spar in the back? They're not. I don't say they're hard to build, but they're not a beginner airplane.
No. No, they got a lot of pieces.
And the spars in the back and the ribs, and see how the high cut out for the lead outs. He's got all that planned out.
You can build that in the lost foam system and no problem at all.
I think
Right.
it'd be a better deal.
Sure.
It'd be excellent.
I didn't know that Don ever did a Hellcat.
Uh-huh. How many do you do, John? 27 or 9 or something?
About that, 26, I think.
Yeah, a
I
lot.
was thinking it was 26, 25 or 6.
He got a stagger wing Beach,
Yeah.
PT-19, 26, P4.
Got
He's
the
got
Corsair.
SNG plans.
Corsair,
Chipmunk.
Bear, Chipmunk, yeah.
the Navion. He did a Navion.
That Hellcat that Chris Cox has is a really good flying airplane.
Oh boy.
Lovely airplane. Boy.
I enjoyed watching that fly. I always thought from the pictures, I always thought its nose
That's
was
it,
There
Bob,
you
right
go.
there. That's the one I'm building right there. Mine's covered in silk, ready for paint.
Huh.
Somebody showed up at VSC with one of those. I'm trying to-
Yes, Bob Whitney, I think, was who it was. Not sure, but pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't remember how it flew though.
But this is what it looked like originally. Let me see if I can get this up here. This is what it looked like before he painted it black. He had to extend the nose. The nose was too short, but this was what it looked like originally.
Oh, that is a
Oh,
short.
that was pretty.
That's the same airplane.
Wow. Look at the counterbalances on that elevator. Good
It
gracious.
does. I'm worried about it snatching, but he's got a plan. It probably won't.
If you look on the cowling, it says Mr. Completely.
Yeah.
Blackhead
That's
Fox.
sharp. What motor's that?
A Blackhead Fox 35.
Mine's
Blackhead.
upside
Okay.
down, Brodak 40. That burger's a pain in the neck to cover. You got to cover it in 3 pieces.
Well.
Center section and 2 outboards.
And he was some designer.
He was. If you guys build a profile and build Don's, if you don't like it, I'll give your money back. Oh,
That's a
look at
pretty airplane.
that. I've built that one too. That's a pretty airplane. That rascal doesn't need to fly slow, though. It's got to move to do a job.
Yeah,
the
it's gotta
original-
move
that's
to
the-
fly.
That's the original one.
Is it really, Hunt? I'll be darned.
What is that, Jeff?
Galloping comedian.
Galloping comedian.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
It had a funny build. You built it like the spar was built in the fuselage.
Nope.
Then you started adding stuff to it. It kind of built weird.
Scurrinsey
When you
used
built
that-
fuselage, if you didn't have a crutch, you were in a heap of trouble.
Scurrinsey used the same construction method of most of his airplanes.
Did he really? I'll be darned.
My dad spun that cowl for him.
Is that right?
He worked for my dad for 36 years.
That's a Fox 35 needle valve looking thing. Is that what that is?
Yeah, he had
Oh.
a Fox in it at first, but then he put a Vico 19, Torpedo 19 in it. He said it flew better.
Those are cool airplanes too.
Oh.
Not much to cover on them. The wing didn't have much to glue to it, the fuselage.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have ever seen it or not, but our little buddy from Pittsburgh, or Philadelphia rather, has one of those with a Fox 35 in it, and he flies it just screaming. But he's got aluminum wheel pants on it and everything. It's beautiful.
That wing in the Galloping Comedian, I think, is the same wing. Is it, Bob? Do you know that for sure?
No,
I don't
this
know.
is thicker.
Little
I
different.
think
Is
this
it?
one's thicker.
I didn't think so. I thought they were the same, just added pieces to the back and the tips are different. But I thought
That was in our front yard. My dad took that picture in our front yard.
that's called the El Diablo, the devil.
I'm telling you
not-
what, I have never
fly
seen one.
grip.
I have never to this day seen one of those that did not fly well.
Yep. Good airplane.
Who built the stunt something?
Just done something.
What was it? Not a stunt,
Stunt wing?
international stunt winner or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
International.
that was Reinhardt, the 50s international.
That's what that was Reinhardt too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
earlier.
I thought so. Yes, that was another neat old time design.
And Lou Walgas built one of those, and I used to borrow it every year and fly old time stunt at VSC with it. Really good airplane.
Mike Donovan built one of each of them. He built all three of those.
Yeah, good airplane. If I were to fly old time stunt, that's the airplane I would build.
Would you?
Hmm.
I fly ringmasters, but I wouldn't change.
I got a new humongous, and I think it's going to be a good one.
I had good runs with the humongous too at the Anderson Spitfire.
No, I'm not complicating things that much. I thought about doing the tapered node version, the one that
It's a big
blends
job,
into
old
Spitfire,
time stunt.
and
big
do it
job.
in electric. But I didn't. I did the straight up engine, same one Mr. Snow flew. Ted just I don't know, he come out there with a desert rat in that old van, and he's just a cool dude.
I got a couple airplanes he built.
He built or he designed?
Both. Built and designed. One of them's that Comet, the Comet Racer. Do you have one Comet?
Oh yeah.
He built a twin of that. And
Governor's House Racer, right?
I've got one. He built it and I've got it. It had two Fox 25s and they didn't get along, so I put Fox 35s in it, and they kind of got along, but not very well. But they're
put two OS 25s in it.
And I'm just going to look at it.
Well, that'll work too.
I think he even signed it. It's even signed. It's going to get hung up at the hangar one of these days too. Next time I can borrow a lift.
I built a number of humongi for Roy Trantham. I built 7 of them.
Oh yes.
Well, he went through them too, but that last one sure flew good. He had one of those light K60s in it.
Bob Whiteley, I think, he does.
They're flying a Prodac with him, I think.
The one that I flew, the one that I saw, the last one that I saw him fly, had one of those light K60s in it. And I did not fly it, but Tom Looper did, and he said that was the best old timer he'd ever flown. Now I did fly Tom Looper's with a gold head, double star 54 in it. And that was the best old timer I have ever had my hands on. One flight, and I think I would have gone to any contest in the country with it. That thing was, wow. That was nice. Of course, that was back when I was flying a whole lot, but that thing was really nice. Bob, I do believe they enjoyed your airplane because it really was a good airplane.
And he gave one to Whiteley, and Whiteley won a lot of contests with it.
Yeah. Roy was a funny guy. He had no natural talent whatsoever. He just decided he wanted to do it and forced himself to do it. And he, by gosh, practiced until he got it right. And he was getting good when he got sick.
We were at Huntersville one time. Colleen and I drove out there at their contest, and I think it's Leroy Black. And I can't tell you who the other one was. 2 of them, he flew them out, and then he let them fly their airplanes at Huntersville. So Colleen and I was walking down to breakfast, and Roy and I got there first time. It's all same time. So I held the door, and Colleen went in, and Roy went in. And I said, "Where's them other 2 hooligans? They out practicing?" And I'm going to say this just like he did. Yeah, won't do them no good anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, won't do them
Roy.
good anyhow.
That was Roy.
He was a good dude, man. He was.
He
oh
was.
My goodness.
He was a good dude.
How I aligned them to make them.
He wanted to. What he was trying to do when he got sick. Oh my gosh.
How I aligned them.
Wow.
I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool.
Can't go wrong.
No.
The
What
old
he wanted to
Fluga-
do when he got sick, he wanted to rent. He was going to get a charter bus, and a bunch of us from this area, about 8 of us from this area, get on said bus and head out to Tucson and stop 3 or 4 places at least once a day and practice for an hour or two, a flight or two, and go to Tucson and go out there and see if we couldn't lay waste to that place. I told him, Roy, I'm willing to try it if you are, but I'm telling you what, buddy, that wind out there is that's what'll make or break you. I mean, we just don't fly in wind like that.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to go to Tucson, just wipe the floor with everybody. You
Nah, I
you
haven't.
might rethink that a little.
Anyone?
Well, that's what I was telling him. That's what I was telling him. But you got to remember, Roy spent a lot of time out there, and he was
did.
pretty good.
He did.
But he and Tommy pretty well had it figured out, but I didn't. And I got to flying. We went, I can't remember where, but 4 of us went somewhere. And it was windy like that. And Tommy broke out these special propellers. Roy put one on his plane and Tommy put one on his plane. Of course, I didn't have one. I didn't know what it was. It was undercambered. But in that thin air out there and wind blowing, that thing worked.
Well, is
That's a pretty wing.
yeah, they were easy to build. To be a constant cord wing, you could knock those things out one a week. You know, no problem. Is Mark still here? Mark Gerber?
Yeah.
Yep.
See how I did the treatment of the holes in the wing ribs?
Yeah.
They had that little vertical support there. You know,
Yes, please.
Yeah.
rent that from
These
Crush.
centerpieces here.
Yeah, it helps. It really does. So anyway,
A piece of vertical grain 16th inch wood is a big deal.
yeah.
I tell you what, I'd like to find Bobby's wood stash.
It's
Because
downstairs, but it's under lock and key and guarded by Robbie with an AK-47.
I guarantee you, because that airplane, looking through those pictures, it looked like it had 1/8 inch wood in it and all that. That 1/8 inch wood weighed nothing.
What 1/8
That
inch?
airplane
What
was
was their
light.
1/8 inch in that airplane?
There's none. It's all 16.
It looks like
all
1/8
16.
inch.
That was also and the sides were 3/32.
Okay, well, I
It's
figured.
pretty. That's all I know.
But I'm telling you one thing, that was one of the lighter old timers I've ever picked up. Didn't hurt none that double star 60 weighed less than the 54.
They were like,
Figure out what we're gonna do with all this, man.
That thing was light. That whole deal was light. But that motor was so,
Yeah, I know.
if you tighten the motor down and didn't get it tightened down equal and in the right order, you could bust a case. I don't mean crack it, I mean bust it.
I built 8 of those all together. One for a guy, David Jones, down in Texas, and I built 7 for Trantham.
Hey, can I just go in the freezer? Or
And I can't get this
Watching,
thing
right?
muted.
I can put it in my freezer. But the whole thing, you said you would eat them first?
There we go.
Yeah, here.
Well, Gary, it's 9 o'clock. Time for me to turn it over to you. We're going to shut it off on YouTube. All you guys out there watching YouTube, thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to become a part of this, you go to stunthangar.com and join. And the link is at the bench. We have this every Monday and Friday at Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock Central. And we'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See
Hey,
you.
Sparky.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you gonna be on next Friday, the day after Thanksgiving?
Probably.